All right, chapter 1 of Zoey and Sassafras, Monsters and Mold. It's very short, so even with the prologue, I thought I could tape one more video for you today in case you can't wait to see what happens in chapter 2. Again, this book is written by Asia Citro, and the pictures are by Marion Lindsay. Chapter 2 is called Pardon Me. My heart pounded, my stomach did flip-flops. I couldn't think of any forest animal that clears its throat. My mom was out running errands. Should I get my dad? Maybe I just imagined the noise. I could think of one way to find out. Hello? Is someone out there? I squeaked. The shrubs parted, and a creature about the same size as me walked out. Okay, see if you can make a movie in your head right now at this moment. See if you can picture it. I know you got to see the cover page, but see if you can make your own image. He was furry, orange, and had giant ears with 2 horns on top of his head. He squinted at me and Sassafras with 2 big eyes. He looked like a monster. I stood there frozen with my mouth hanging open. The monster brushed his fur off and cleared his throat again. He seemed like he was going to say something. Could monsters talk? Sassafras broke the silence by launching out of my arms. Before I could stop him, he flew out the cat door and raced toward the monster outside. I began to follow, but stopped. That was an awfully tall monster. But then again, I didn't want Sassafras to get hurt. What should I do? Pause. I want you to think about, what would you do if you were Zoey? I took a deep breath. Mom never said there were dangerous magical creatures in our forest, so maybe the monster was really big and really friendly? I crossed my fingers that this would be true as I ran outside. The monster stood with his arms in the air, looking terrified. Sassafras galloped toward him. Once he was close enough, my cat leapt into the air and aimed straight at the monster's chest. The monster screamed. "What is that? Eek! Help me!" He stumbled backwards. Was my cat trying to leap into the monster's arms? The monster wouldn't keep still, so Sassafras gave up and started purring furiously at the monster's trembling feet. Okay, check out the picture of this scene. This is too funny. That was not how I expected the monster to react to Sassafras. He bumped his head against the monster's legs and kept purring. The monster put his hand up to his cheek in horror and shrieked again. "It's trying to eat me. I can hear its tummy growling from here. Oh, help me." Can you make a face like you think the monster's making as it's shrieking, as it has its hand on its cheek in horror? I wish I could see all your faces. Maybe you can send me a picture. I scooped Sassafras into my arms. "I'm so sorry. My cat isn't trying to hurt you. I think he just really likes you." Sassafras strained in my arms, wanting to love on the monster more. I squeezed him to my chest a little tighter. "Likes me enough to eat me?" the monster huffed. I giggled. Sassafras eats cat food, not monsters, I promise. The monster calmed down a bit. He took a closer look at me and wrinkled his face. "I thought you were a bigger human from the stories I've heard in the forest." I stood up a bit straighter. "The stories were probably about my mom, but I'm big enough to help you." The monster raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure? You seem rather small." I moved Sassafras over to my hip. "I know all about the magic doorbell and the barn. I even helped a baby dragon all by myself." "Really?" The monster seemed a little more convinced. I love dragons. Me too, I said with a sigh. I don't think I showed you this picture yet. There's Sassafras, Zoey, Sassafras were really wanting to get back to the monster. As I remembered little Marshmallow, I figured out what was wrong with the baby dragon who didn't even speak, so I'm sure I can help you, I added confidently. I mean, really, how hard could it be with someone who could answer my questions? The monster looked me over once more, and he nodded. As I'm sure you know, it's almost time for the annual Monster Ball. The Monster Ball? An annual monster dance? The thought of a bunch of monsters dancing together almost made me laugh out loud. I didn't want to seem rude, though. I also didn't want to look like I'd never heard of the Monster Ball, so I nodded and smiled. Well, anyway, it's coming up in a few days, he continued. For as long as I can remember, I've had a bit of an embarrassing problem, and because of it, I've never gone to the big dance, but I'd really like to go this year. I was hoping you could help me get rid of it. At this, he turned around. I gasped. The monster's fur was covered in mold. And that's the end of chapter 2. Okay, I'm not going to film chapter 3 yet. You're going to have to wait. Chapter 3 is called Moldy Fur. And you may have noticed, like I did, the trend from book 1 of Zoey and Sassafras seems to continue, that Sassafras is featured on the first page of each chapter. All right, I'm really curious to find out what happened, but I'm cutting myself off. I'll read chapter 3 and post it on YouTube very soon. I hope that you're all doing really well. I hope you're getting some time out in the sunshine too. It's so nice that the weather's so pretty this week, at least so far, but it looks like it should be a really nice week for spending some time outside. I miss you all. I will read more to you soon.